and welcome to Cyber Focus, your source for international business information. My name is Sarah Coe, and our guest today is Dr. Maureen Biggers. Now, Dr. Biggers is the director of the Center of Excellence for Women in Technology here at Indiana University, and also serves as Assistant Dean for Diversity and Education at the School of Informatics and Computing. She has worked with diverse college students, faculty, and professionals in the areas of improving student retention, especially women and other underrepresented students, leadership teams, diversity, and broadening participation in the field of computing technology for more than 3 decades. So March is National Women's History Month, and in order to promote and contribute to empowering and motivating women, the IU Center of Excellence for Women in Technology is hosting its 3rd annual Techie Women Have More event. Dr. Biggers will tell us a little bit more about this conference and what she and her center are doing to encourage more women to join and become leaders in technology fields. Dr. Biggers, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me.
Now, let's first go ahead and talk about your center, IU Center of Technology for Women in Technology. Very long name.
We call it CEWiT.
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 That would be helpful. Could you give us a quick rundown of CEWiT's history and what kind of activities and services your center has been providing?
Okay, sure. So we launched officially in 2013, and we're actually the only center of its kind in the country at this point. And what makes us unique is that we cut across all schools and disciplines in the university. It's not just a College of Computing initiative. And what we believe is that technology is a catalyst to excellence, no matter what you study, no matter what your field is. You can't get away from it. And so we strive to connect and inspire a community of tech-savvy women so that they can take what they know and improve their career success. And that's what we do. So we're housed under the provost, since we are central, and we have lots of parts of the university that contribute to our budget. Our leadership teams are from all disciplines. We have 4 affiliate groups: faculty, staff, students, and alumni. We currently have over 3,500 people, mostly women, who have affiliated with us. And we do what we do through networking and education and job shadow programs, internships, and our Techie Women Have More conference, which is what we're here to talk about too, coming up.
Sure. Now, it is, we've seen a lot of statistics and a lot of reports saying that there is a disproportionate representation when it comes to women leaders or women in the jobs of science, technology, engineering, and math, or STEM for short. Now, in order to kind of respond to this need, there's a lot of public and private organizations and companies who have started different initiatives, and it appears like Techie Women Have More conference is kind of IU's way of contributing to this movement. So could you maybe give us what kind of events or activities the participants can look forward to, and how has the response been the past 2 years since the conference has been running?
Okay, sure. So it's the first year we had it was just one day, and it was focused on students only. And then last year we added a second day, which is largely focused on faculty and staff. And we did that this year since it was so successful last year. So we have things like a 3-hour design thinking workshop on Friday for anybody who wanted to go. We have a number of corporations who participate and help sponsor and help lead workshop sessions. Also, students lead them, faculty lead them. And the design is such that there are several concurrent sessions going on at any one time, and people can choose the topics that are most relevant to them. So for faculty, it has to do with teaching technologies and research technologies. And for students, there are sessions for the very beginners who have no idea how they fit into this field, but they're exploring. And there are more sophisticated sessions for people who consider themselves to be techie women, no matter what their academic major is. Friday night, we have a big conference banquet with a keynote speaker who's coming in. Her name is Avis Gates Rivers, and she is a White House champion of change for STEM and is a CEO of her own corporation, and she's going to give a talk on girls, women, and computing, and give her top 10 tips for being minority in a majority environment if you go out and work in environments that are that way. So what can you do and how can you manage yourself? She's supposed to be excellent. We have a career fair on Saturday for the students as part of it so that they can go up to employers and just say, what are you looking for? What advice do you have for me? Or they can say, I'm ready for an internship or I'm ready for a job.
Wow, those are some really great events or programs within the event that you will be hosting, and I'm sure a lot of people are looking forward to that. Now, I want to kind of dive into a little bit about your experiences. So you've obviously, I mentioned a little bit in the intro, have had extensive experiences working with faculty, students, and also professionals in order to diversify the STEM field. I have some actual specific numbers here. So according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, women make up close to 50% of the workforce. But less than 25% of them claim to have positions or job or careers in the STEM field. So in your opinion, what kind of programs or projects would actually be effective and helpful to not only encourage women to join the STEM sector, but to kind of guarantee a sustainable pipeline so they can advance in them?
Well, there are two different directions. One is pre-college, and that's one of the big challenges we face is that they're not taught these subjects. They're not taught computing in K through 12 education, so that's not even on their radar screen when they come into universities. And this is true all over the country in all states. For other STEM areas, a lot happens in the middle school level where the boys take over and the girls say, I don't belong. And the research shows that they need a lot of encouragement. They need creative real-world curriculum around problems that they can solve creatively and collaboratively, and that's what we try to do in all of the things that we're doing here. Here at the university, our big challenge is even communicating the excitement and the passion that can happen with this field. And we have special interest groups that have formed with leader interns. And one is on women in gaming, one is on social media, one is on women who code, and the other one is on web design at this point, and some more may be added as we go along. And so we're just trying to engage them with real-world problems, like I mentioned, and have them have a community where they can belong and grow.
Sure. And wrapping things up, what do you think we can all do, men, women, private, public sectors, to really try to work towards a more equally distributed and well-represented STEM workplaces?
Mm-hmm. That is $1 million question, and if you had the answer, you would make $1 million. But
I wish I did.
What I think is that it involves encouragement and passion, and not assuming that everyone is the same. And I believe we need male advocates for women in technology because they're in the majority, and if they could be aware of some of the differences and how it impacts the workforce, that we could make some great strides in that. And so one of the things our center will do this year is have an initiative for growing male advocates for women in technology on the campus.
Wonderful. Well, Dr. Biggers, thank you so much for your time and sharing your insights with us.
Sure. Thank you. My pleasure.
Well, that's all for this edition of Cyber Focus. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, if you have any comments or suggestions for future topics, please go ahead and contact us at CIBER, that's CIBER, @indiana.edu.
Thank you.